Good Saturday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got another Watchmen update. I got a big personal update to share with you guys. I'll do that at the end of the video. But the news items we got today are big as well. We got political battle for Washington, D.C. heating up. And I'm not talking about in the Capitol building. I'm talking about out on the streets. A judge ordering a halt to stopping crime. Not allowed to stop crime anymore in Washington, D.C. Absolutely crazy. Alaska meeting that just happened is over. We got the latest on what happened and all that. Hillary Clinton back in the news, promising to nominate Trump if he for the Nobel Peace Prize if he brings peace to Europe. That is surprising to say the least. And we got an earthquake. We got a shortage of goat feed. It is not just the time to be getting prepared physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well, friends. Hopefully you guys are on that. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade. And these are your updates that you guys are sharing from all over. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That gets it to the right place. We do also want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts. So if you have an IRA or 401k, you've probably heard this before, but do you really want to be in stocks and bonds? That's the question. Are they as safe and reliable as you're counting on them to be for your retirement years? If you want to find out more about what it would look like to get into precious metals like gold, silver, or platinum, physical coins or bars that are yours, Jonathan and his team would love to talk to you. There'll be a link at the end of the video. Like I said, I'll have that big personal update at the end of the video. Federal administration has allowed the clearing of homeless encampments in Washington, D.C. by local residents. That's it. It's not the federal government clearing the homeless shelters, homeless encampments, but rather D.C. residents actually clearing them out. They were supervised by a number of officers who were watching on. But then a federal judge, decided to order a halt to all the federalization of the police force there. People being, taken out right on the streets, and yet that's okay with the federal judge, but not actually going out there and stopping the crimes, not sending out the National Guard. That's not okay. You're allowed to keep doing all the crimes you want. So the president, on the other hand, even with this judge, has warned that he may bypass Congress with his national emergency to keep the D.C. police control beyond 30 days. So that was the original act that he is executing on. The police force in Washington, D.C. can be nationalized for 30 days. But President Trump saying that he may do it for longer, even if Congress doesn't approve. This is a battle for whether criminals will rule the Capitol or not. But then again, Congress is full criminals, so I guess that's kind of a moot point as it is. But hopefully it'll be a little bit safer on the streets so that you can go home and pay your taxes. Ukrainian drones hitting a Russian oil refinery and an apartment block. A whole bunch of drones crossed over into Russian territory just hours before U.S. President Donald Trump hosting Russian President Vladimir Putin for his high-stakes summit, hopefully peace summit in Alaska. And that summit has taken place and has concluded now. So here's kind of some of the results of it. President Trump hosting the historic summit in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, with President Putin. A B-2 bomber flyover with fighter jets just as Putin was coming out onto the red carpet. And then President Putin had to then drive past lines of F-22 fighters and attack helicopters, probably there to intimidate President Putin. He didn't look too shaken, but President Trump stacking the deck in any way he can for this deal. Afterwards, at the press conference, President Trump said that they had made some agreements. Actually, Putin said they made agreements. President Trump really trying to avoid saying that they made agreements, but like that they agreed on many points. They came to agreement on things, which is really him parsing words so that because the European Union and other countries have said that any summit between the United States and Russia that does not include Ukraine would be rejected out of hand. So it looks like that they were kind of discussing the terms before the peace summit were to take place. As President Trump said, he said, no deal is done until there's a deal. So no deal yet, but sounds like they're looking forward to the peace summit. Sounds like there's been some agreements. We'll see if Ukraine and Zelensky can close on it. Hillary Clinton making an interesting comment, saying that she would nominate President Trump for Nobel Peace Prize if he helps end the war in Ukraine. Now, just a few months ago, in the last couple of years, that lady and all the other people in her cabal were chomping at the bit that there could be no peace whatsoever. Now that same group is now clamoring for peace. That should kind of tell you kind of how things are going on Eastern Europe. The battles and the war is not going well for our side. And so those folks want peace very quickly before things get even worse. And so even though there's all this attempt to intimidate Putin when he came to Alaska, he was still walking tall because, quite frankly, his troops seem to be winning. Also, a 5.7 Richter scale earthquake struck off the coast of eastern Australia. No damage reported that I could find, but just another earthquake, we're having all this activity, volcanoes, earthquakes. The earth is really waking up due to the solar activity out there. Hopefully we don't see anything bigger come our way. All right, let's get into your reports here. Steven says, Central California foothills. Dollar General has 3 open freezer bins. They're not broken, but they're running, but empty. No frozen meals whatsoever, only frozen pizza. This has been like this for 3 weeks now. So no frozen meals at Dollar General there in the Central California foothills. Skywatcher says Williamsport, Pennsylvania, phenomenal shrinkflation now. Fruit at Wise Market, 2 times costlier for less. Smaller pieces of fruit, higher prices. Fresh fruit repeatedly rotting on the shelves. Brand names take market priority over the generic brands nowadays. This is corporate greed at the consumer's expense. Plenty of wildfire smoke is killing the bees. So that's what they're suggesting is killing the bees, is the Canadian wildfire smoke particularly. Dr. Holistic Hippie says, if I put watermelon rinds out, they would be covered with birds, bees, and other insects normally. Twice I put out watermelon leftovers and they rotted because nothing but the ants touched it. No birds, no bees, no other bugs. I literally live in the southern woods where there should be plenty of insects and animals. But as we're seeing out there with all of our reports, that's not so. Birds and all the bees and insects are just disappearing. Karen says, South Central Pennsylvania, I went to go to our local supermarket today. I looked at the 80-20 ground beef. I remember it used to be $10.99, then it was $11.99, and it kept going up. Today it was $17.99. This is for 3 pounds of 80-20. I am glad I thought about buying Keystone Meats a couple years ago. PDK Race says, Phoenix, Arizona. Wife came home from Safeway with fresh peaches. Horrible inside. we're getting a lot of people talking about peaches like that. Mushy and tasteless. Better to walk away from a good sale. It may seem like a good sale, but friends, what's the quality of those peaches that you're buying? I don't know if you can check them before you buy too many of them, but do what you can. They had them on sale there for 89 cents a pound. JR Mustang says, Columbia, South Carolina. I was in the store yesterday and met a farmer. I asked him about the quality of fruit and vegetables. He said that the problem is when he harvests the crops, he has to call someone to pick up the trailer of produce from the field. Usually it takes them 1 to 2 days for pickup, but now it's taking 5 to 9 days for pickup. This is causing it to go bad faster and even get rubbery. So that might explain some of what we're seeing out there with the produce and the fruit and all that. Cape Fear says, Raleigh, North Carolina area. Hubby and I grocery shopping today. We went to 2 different Aldis to get the cheese that we like. Everything in both Aldis looked pretty well stocked, but not packed, even though it was available. We have given up on Walmart, period. If they have fresh vegetables, they always look bad. Eggs are cloudy or watery. Yes, fresh food is questionable there at best. Demi says, my property taxes increased here in Caldwell County, North Carolina. We're seeing a lot of big property tax increases. Just wait till you hear this one. Increased in 2024, $649 to this year, $918. $649 to $918. That's a big jump up. I just retired and am disabled. That took a monthly check to pay those taxes. This is ridiculous. Zero foods or meds this month. It's really hurting people. I mean, do you think that they can just jack up the property taxes and it doesn't really impact people? It absolutely does. Lynn says, in Northwest Louisiana, in February this year, I installed another outside light and there were millions of bugs each night. Now there are almost none around. We haven't done anything to cause the change. The wasps were bothered by each year are almost gone too. However, we have a lot of horseflies and dragonflies, so they are eating something. It's a mixed bag for us. So all the helpful bugs are disappearing, but all the bad ones seem to be sticking around or something. I don't know. Homestead Gal says, wildlife from North Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. Bird population here has significantly dropped. We are bird watchers. We feed birds and live on a large property, most of which is wooded and with a stream running through. We attract birds and other wildlife usually, but most of the wildlife we have seen over the past 38 years is just gone. Richard says, I'm in Central Texas and my Walmart has red rollback signs on everything. Is inflation rolling back for now? And unfortunately, I have to answer that one with no. Data actually seems to indicate that corporations are eating the inflation and the tariffs from their profits. I know that's not what you think is actually happening, but we're seeing that the corporations, their prices that they're paying for supplies and for retail goods is going up, but the cost of what they're selling is staying very similar. So they're paying a lot more for the products, and then they're still passing along the same prices. So that's not going to last for much longer. Those corporations are going to start passing along those losses or those price increases to us sooner rather than later. So hopefully you guys are getting buckled up for that. We're going to see a lot of price increases heading our way shortly. That's what all the financial data looks like out there. One parent prepping says goat feed is getting hard to get a hold of. So of course I Googled how to find out if there's a shortage of goat feed, and turns out there is. I had no idea at all, but hopefully you guys know about it now. Luckily, I was able to get some to last the next few months. It's hard to buy that ahead of the curve due to the feed molding. Also, our garden has not had to be watered for the first time this summer. That's how wet it has been. So they're still getting lots and lots of water. You'd think with all this water, we would have a lot of bugs, but that's not working out that way. David says, I go to a local supplier and grower/dealer for grains and beans. I've been going since 2021 and the prices haven't changed in 4 years. Certified organic hard red and soft white wheat, $35 for 50 pounds. And non-GMO certified organic corn and rye is $30 for 50 pounds. The processors and shippers are jacking up the prices, but the actual growers aren't seeing those ridiculous price increases. So I get these prices in the Finger Lakes area of Seneca Falls, New York. I get most of my food directly from the growers and can make enough to last until the next harvest. And it saves me so much money and getting quality chemical-free food. A lot of local farmers sell beef here for around $5.50 a pound, hanging weight for half a cow, and that includes processing and vacuum sealing. That's a pretty good deal there. Look locally for substantial cost savings and much higher quality. Hope this helps someone. It very well might. Eyes Wide says Tacoma, Washington State, Thurston County. It's being evacuated due to wildfires. So it's not just in Canada that we got the wildfires going, but down in the U.S. out west. This county is next to mine, which is Pierce County. I'm also very close to Mount Rainier. It's been very active with earthquakes and concerns of an eruption. Every day I've been praying that a big event here doesn't happen. These days I'm not only preparing physically, I'm preparing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stay safe and God bless everyone. All right, so for my big update, yesterday I asked my girlfriend to marry me, and she said yes. So I'm now engaged. I don't get a ring, but she got a ring. And she's actually kind of watching me record this right now. But we'll see about introducing her to you guys at some point going forward. Really, really sweet lady who is just fantastic and has been so good to me. Yeah, just want to let you guys know that a lot of you guys kind of follow along. You watch so much of my videos and everything that I felt like I needed to kind of pass that along to you, my online family. So if you're a regular watcher and you wanted to know about that, yeah, I am now engaged and we're looking for potentially getting married here, hopefully early November. We're still trying to lock in a date on that, but we're going to move pretty fast on getting married. So, all right, friends, thanks so much for watching and being part of the Watchmen community. I appreciate all of you so very, very much, and all your reports and being just loyal followers and viewers of this channel. But so many of you have sent in really quality, good reports that have really helped things along to pass along to other people who need to hear that. All right, friends, if you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there is a link right there on the screen. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.